Prime Minister Modi addresses nation on 77th Independence Day. Government to launch Vishwakarma scheme for traditional skilled workers next month, says the Prime Minister. Now, let us decipher the essence of the speech delivered by Mr. Narendra Modi from the ramparts of the Red Fort for the 10th time in succession. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India has demography, democracy and diversity, and this Triveni has the potential to make every Indian dream come true. Addressing the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort on the 77th Independence Day on 15th August 2023, Mr. Modi said, India has an opportunity during the first year of Amrit Kal to dedicate the lives and work towards scripting the next 1,000 years. He said, India's rise and development resulting in renewed global confidence in country. The Prime Minister said, India's progress is not only fueled by big cities like Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. He said, the youth of Tier 2 cities are also creating an equal impact in the progress of the nation. Mr. Modi told the youth that there is no dearth of opportunities and the country is ready to give them as many opportunities as they want. Mr. Modi said the country stands with Manipur. He said in the past few weeks during the period of violence in the northeast, especially in Manipur, many people lost their lives and the honor of mothers and daughters suffered a lot. The Prime Minister said peace is slowly returning to the region. He said path for solution in Manipur will be found through peace and center and state government making all efforts for solution and will continue to do so. The Prime Minister remembered and bowed down to all the people who have contributed and sacrificed in the freedom struggle of the country. He said, on August 15th, nation is celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of revolutionary leader Sri Aurobindo. Mr. Modi said the 150th anniversary of Swami Dayanand Saraswati, 500th birth anniversary of Rani Durgavati, and the 525th anniversary of Bhakti movement icon Mirabai is also this year. He said 140 crore family members, the world's biggest democracy and now the world's biggest in terms of population, are celebrating the festival of freedom. The Prime Minister said, reform, perform and transform are changing the country. He said, the potential of 140 crore countrymen is visible in shaping the changing world order. Mr. Modi said, after COVID-19 pandemic, a new world order, a new geopolitical equation is taking shape and the definition of geopolitics is changing. He said, every expert of the world are claiming that India is unstoppable. Mr. Modi also went on to add, every rating agency of the world is commending India. He said, India's biggest capability is trust, people's trust in government, in country's bright future, and world's trust in India. The Prime Minister said, ball is in our court and we should not let go of opportunity. He said, India is hosting G20 summit and several G20 events are being held across the country. Mr. Modi said, the world is now watching India's diversity and capabilities with great enthusiasm. Every moment of the governance and every rupee is going towards the welfare of citizens. Government and citizens are united with the same spirit of nation first, which will create the biggest impact. After COVID pandemic, holistic healthcare is the need of the hour. Mr. Modi said, yoga, Ayush are being acknowledged globally. The world is technology driven and the coming times will be impacted by technology and India will play a crucial role in it. When his government came to power in 2014, India was at the 10th position in the global economic system. Today, with the efforts of 140 crore Indians, India has reached the 5th position. The demon of corruption that has taken the country in its clutches, his government stopped leakages and created a strong economy. In 5 years, over 13.5 crore poor people came out of poverty and became part of neo-middle and middle classes. The Prime Minister announced that government will launch Vishwakarma scheme with allocation of 13,000 to 15,000 crore rupees next month for those with traditional skills. He also announced that government will increase the number of Jan Aushadhi Kendras from 10,000 to 25,000. Mr. Modi thanked the mothers, sisters and daughters of the country for their capability. He also thanked the farmers for their efforts as India is moving ahead in the agriculture sector. The Prime Minister thanked the workers and labourers for their contribution as India is moving to modernity. He said the world has still not recovered from Corona and the war has given rise to another crisis. Mr. Modi said, "Today, the world is facing the crisis of inflation and it has the entire global economy in its clutches. India made all efforts to control inflation. Government is taking every step to ease the burden on the citizens and will continue to take more steps. India is working on renewable energy, green hydrogen, from deep sea exploration to the space sector." Mr. Modi said modernization of railways is going on with Vande Bharat and bullet train and metro connectivity is increasing. He said government is working on nano urea and also focusing on organic farming. From the internet reaching every village to the development of quantum technology, India is moving away from the old mentality and moving forward with a futuristic vision. The one thing that will take the country forward is women-led development. Today, we can proudly say that India has the maximum number of pilots in civil aviation and women scientists are leading the Chandrayaan mission. G20 countries are also recognizing the importance of women-led development. India's track record shows that when Indians dedicate themselves towards one vision, they achieve the goals before time. India achieved 200 crore COVID vaccination. Our country is the fastest in rolling out 5G. The goals of renewable energy of 2030 were met in 2021-22. 20% ethanol blending target was met 5 years before time, and target of $500 billion in export was also met before the time. Mr. Modi said discussions were going on since last 25 years that the country needed a new parliament building. This is his government who has ensured that the new parliament complex is completed before time. The Prime Minister said, "This is the new India, an India that is full of self-confidence. Continuous reforms are taking place to make the Indian forces young and battle-ready. Earlier, people used to listen about bomb blasts, but today the country is feeling safe." He said, "We can focus on development when there is security and peace." The Prime Minister said, "Our national efforts should be aligned with the welfare of the world. The way India has helped the world during the pandemic, India has emerged as a Vishwamitra, friend of the world." He added that the country is laying strong foundation of Vishwamangal, global welfare. In 2047, when the country will celebrate 100 years of independence, at that time the tricolor flag of India in the world should be the tricolor flag of developed India. A developed India in 2047 is not just a dream, but the resolution of 140 crore Indians. The Prime Minister said the biggest strength of a developed nation is the national character. He said an important catalytic agent for the countries which have developed has been their national character. Mr. Modi decried corruption, nepotism and appeasement as three sins and called for getting rid of them. To make India develop, there should be collective responsibility to promote probity, transparency and impartiality, fairness. The Prime Minister said if the nation wants to achieve the dreams, it's necessary to get rid of evils of corruption, nepotism and appeasement. He said corruption has badly affected India's capability and it is his lifelong commitment to keep fighting against corruption. His government weeded out 10 crore fake beneficiaries of welfare schemes and seizure of ill-gotten assets rose by 20 times. Politics of appeasement has inflicted most harm on social justice and country has to resolve to not tolerate corruption in any form. On a closing note, he said around 1,800 people from different vocations with their spouse were invited from across the country to be a part of the celebration at Red Fort as special guests. These special guests include over 400 sarpanches of more than 660 vibrant villages, 250 from Farmer Producer Organization Scheme, 50 participants each of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Scheme and Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, 50 Stram Yogis, construction workers of the Central Vista project, including the new Parliament building, 50 workers involved in the construction of border roads making of Amrit Sarovar and Har Ghar Jal Yojana, as well as 50 each primary school teachers, nurses and fishermen. 75 couples from each state and union territory in their traditional attire also were invited to witness the ceremony at the Red Fort. All official invitees were sent online through Amantran portal. E-invitation cards were issued through the portal. These were the contents of the speech delivered by our very own Prime Minister. The speech has the potential to influence people a great deal, but never be influenced by mere rhetoric. Rhetoric has the deceptive ability to pull you down in the dumps. Keep this in mind. Choose your leader wisely. Thank you.